Greetings everyone. This video is going to be about your pendulum usage and some problems that you may be experiencing and some steps to take to use it more dependably.
Greetings! This infinite source truth is made possible by the generous contributions and support of viewers like you. Please consider making a contribution now. Thank you.
So the beginning usage of your pendulum you need to take slowly, okay? You will not have a good, dependable connection to your programmed pendulum without having removed animal, meat, flesh, blood, fish, and anything with a heart from your diet for at least 7 days. That's a fact. There's no way around that. If you are thinking to use it for life-changing choices that have huge impact on you as far as major life decisions, then you really need to have a good connection to your infinite source self. You will not have a good connection with your infinite source self until you have gone through all the self-hypnosis videos and you have removed the sin and karma programming. The sin and karma programming is a huge blockage to you being connected to your infinite source self. If you have unforgiveness anywhere in your being, it is a blockage between you and your infinite source self awareness and your connection to your infinite source self. You have to let go of the unforgiveness. That is a requirement. You are going to have to remove the animal, meat, flesh, blood, fish, and anything with a heart from your food consumptions in order to get the good connection with your infinite source self. And if you want to change your life script, then you are also going to need to do that for at least 30 days with the intention of continuing keeping the animals out of your food consumption permanently. One of the things that I wasn't even really aware of, because this has never been part of my lifestyle, so therefore it didn't even occur to me. If you have smoking, alcohol, drugs, recreational drugs in your regimen, then you will not get a good source self connection. And your pendulum will not be reliable until you have also removed those things. If I would have had any of those things in my life, I would never have been able to have escaped this matrix for myself, let alone have won the game for all my source fractals. These things have never been part of my life, my lifestyle. And so for that reason, they never even came into my mind as being very significant. So on top of removing the animal, meat, flesh, blood, fish, and anything with a heart, you also need to remove the smoking, alcohol, and recreational drugs. That may be a very hard for you as a source player if you have these things in your life. It can be hard enough to get rid of the meat. Well, let me share something with you. If you remove the meat for 30 days or more, you will find that your frequency will raise. With that heightened frequency level, other things will start to drop off of you. Okay? It's like you're a hot air balloon and the meat has been keeping you down. It's the sandbags, it's the weights that have been holding you down. As you remove the meats, then you start to rise. And unless you hold tightly to those things, the recreational drugs, the alcohol, and the smoking, unless you hold on to those bags, they'll drop off too. But if you refuse to let go of them, then you're going to keep your frequency in that material realm, that lower frequency state of being. So if you have any of those things still, then you will not get dependable, reliable answers from your pendulum. And again, the choice is always yours. What you desire, we always give time to. We always pursue those things that we truly desire. And so if you are serious about this path and you want to change and experience a change in your life, then you will seriously follow removing the animal, meat, flesh, blood, fish, and anything with a heart from your diet, and then all of these other things, you refuse to hold on to them, and they will drop off also. These are decisions and choices that you can make, especially now, because you're hearing about them, you know about them. And all of this information, you know, because you have that source self fractal in you. It is inside your soul. Your soul is the cage that's keeping you, source, you, bound in this experience. Now, back to the pendulum. See, all of these things affect your pendulum and affect you and affect your frequency. And your frequency can vary. And in fact, you actually have 5 frequencies going on in your body, which I will be doing a video on that and exactly what they are. And those frequencies all need to be balanced together. They need to be in harmony. Now, for the pendulum. I know most of you haven't gone through the self-hypnosis videos and removed the unforgiveness. So that's going to be a blockage in and of itself. That's going to taint your source self connection. It's going to interfere. It is a filter that has to be removed. For your pendulum on the everyday stuff, will it benefit you? Then these questions, you always have an inner knowing. You know inside, deep inside of you. None of this information that I am sharing is foreign to you. It may seem that way, but deep down, as a source player, we are all one. And this information is within you. You know it, even though you are not aware of it. The pendulum is a way of confirming what you already know deep within. When you get an answer from your pendulum, you should have a knowing that it's a correct or an incorrect answer. Now, if you have programmed your pendulum, as I showed you in the how to program a pendulum, and if you are stating out loud, which I encourage you to for the first good bit of time, more than a week, first month, even now I still use the phrase infinite source truth only, not what I think or believe. You would need to add, regardless of whether I am ready to hear or able to comprehend this information, even if it's above my frequency level at this time, I need infinite source truth only. This is what you need to be saying out loud with your mouth every single time until you have this pendulum programmed, fully programmed, and you are not affecting the answer of the program, the pendulum. Now, whenever you're saying these things, do not focus on the pendulum. Focus on the question. Let your intent be focused on the question, not on the pendulum swinging, not on the answer that you think that you want to get, because your intent, your focused intent needs to be on the question itself, not on the device or on anything else, even on the answer. The answer will come, but you need to have your focus on the question. You need to pick a pendulum that is the best match for you. Don't have 3, 5, 6 pendulums. You need to stick with one pendulum. And it is best if you wear it on you all the time until you are fully harmonized with it. Actually, having it on you all the time makes it easy for you to pull out and have it easily available to you. Don't set your pendulum down near your computer and electronics. Don't put your pendulum in your purse next to your phone. Electronics. Put it in your pocket on your body, or a pendant, wear it around your neck. Now, you always need to make sure that it's in harmony with you, that it hasn't gone out of harmony. So you may need to be asking this question every single time that you use it until you get past the initial stages. And even in the future, it doesn't mean that you're still going to have to be asking these questions periodically down the road. And if it's a big question, then you need to check every single time before you use it. Find out what a yes answer is again. Maybe every time you use it, show me a yes, show me a no. Because if your frequency rises quickly, it can change the response directions of your pendulum. So if you have a big frequency shift, your pendulum can change what a yes answer is, and you won't necessarily know it, except for it just seems really strange the way it's answering your questions. So you may want to verify every session that you want to sit down and use your pendulum what a yes and a no is. Again, just to verify that nothing has changed, and especially in the big questions. You'll also need to make sure it's in harmony with you and that it does not need cleansing. Now, on the other videos, I've told you different methods of cleansing your pendulum, and visit those videos to get that information. Now, I'm going to insert here some advanced pendulum techniques that you can also verify your pendulum response, and it is using your body as a pendulum. Now, there are several ways of doing this, and it is through your intention. You can ask your body to show you what a yes answer is. Like, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to say, show me a yes answer. And I have a real extreme pushing forward of my body, which means that's a yes answer. Now I'm standing here and show me a no answer. And it wants to push me backwards. Now, your body is a pendulum, and this pendulum should be giving you the same answer. One pendulum is going to have a better match to you, and is going to have an energetic match to you, unlike any other pendulum. In the beginning, that's the one that you want to use. So be aware that you can have a pendulum that could be out of harmony with you. And if you are using it and it's out of harmony, or it's changed, your frequency has changed and the answers have changed, you need to know this, or you're going to be confused and frustrated because you're not getting the pendulum to work. Now, what if you picked up a pendulum and you're trying to use it and you can't make your pendulum work for you? Well, you do not have a good source self connection at all, and you are going to need to do the self-hypnosis videos and get rid of the sin and karma programming and get a strong connection made with your infinite source self to get your pendulum to work. So let's do a quick recap here. You need to verify what a yes and no answer is from your pendulum probably every time that you use it, especially in the beginning, and especially if you are changing your frequency rapidly. You need to make sure that it is still a yes direction. You need to make sure it's in harmony with you. You need to make sure that it is cleansed, that it doesn't need cleansing. You need to verbally state out loud that you want infinite source truth only, and not what you think or believe or what you are ready to hear. You need truth regardless of whether you are ready to hear it or not. You need to have removed your unforgiveness to be able to clear and have a strong connection to your infinite source self. These are deep issues, and even every religion talks about unforgiveness. Unforgiveness of another person, soulless one, or source player is the biggest block that you can have to your growth and your experience within this matrix. No. So I hope you take that information and you consider it, and you know this deep within. You know it because you are source and it is in you. You don't need anybody else to tell you anything. You know it. You just don't realize you know it yet. But once you get that connection to your infinite source self and you realize, then you will be well on your way to living an empowered, victorious life. Abundance, health, and prosperity to you. Now, is everything that I have shared here within this video about the pendulum and about the removal of the animal meats, flesh, blood, all this stuff, the alcohol, drugs, and spirits, and smoking, is this all infinite source truth only and not what I think or believe? And that is a yes from my program Pendulum. So pursue the path that will empower you and give you the victory within your own life experience. Abundance, health, and prosperity to you.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. If you found this life-changing, please consider giving a contribution and consider supporting monthly or giving a single gift via PayPal. Links are in the description box below. And be sure to check out these links for guided self-hypnosis meditations.